Have you ever stopped to think about the rice on your plate? That simple, comforting food. What if it's doing more than just filling you up? Maybe silently nudging your blood sugar and energy levels. It's interesting. Doctors and researchers have actually been, well, quite struck by how much this grain affects us, especially as we get older.
It really is fascinating. And our mission today, it's not about making you afraid of rice, not at all. It's really about empowerment. In this deep dive, we want to unpack some simple, science-backed ways to turn rice from maybe being a bit of a sugar saboteur, let's say, into something that actually supports your gut health, stabilizes energy, boosts vitality. And the great thing is, no complex pills, no fancy machines needed, just smart shifts in the kitchen.
Exactly. We're talking small changes, things you can actually do, backed by solid science, things you can just weave into the meals you're already making. So as we jump in, maybe take a second to think about your own experience with rice. Ever feel that, post-meal slump or that heaviness? Maybe just blamed it on getting older.
Oh, that's so common. But it really doesn't have to be the norm. We've seen how these simple basics, often overlooked, can make a huge difference in how you feel every single day.
Okay, let's get into our first secret then.
Yeah.
It's incredibly simple, yet, wow, really powerful. It's something maybe our grandparents knew instinctively: soaking your rice. Now, I know it might seem like an extra step, but doing this actually changes how your body interacts with it.
Yeah, and the why behind it is what's really compelling. You see, both white and brown rice have this stuff in their outer layers called phytic acid. Think of phytic acid as like a tiny thief, maybe, a polite one. It doesn't mean harm, but it binds onto really important minerals, calcium, zinc, iron, and that makes it much harder for your body to actually grab onto them and use them.
Right, so it's locking up those nutrients.
Right.
Is that something we should worry about? I mean, especially for folks over 60, maybe already thinking about bone health or feeling tired or wanting stronger immunity, missing out on calcium, zinc, iron. That seems like it could really add up.
That's exactly the point. But the good news is soaking dramatically reduces that phytic acid. It sort of unlocks those minerals, makes them more available for you. And beyond the minerals, there's a really immediate benefit you might feel: better digestion. So many people find they have much less bloating, less gas. That heavy feeling just disappears after meals when they start soaking.
Okay, so how do we do it right? What's the process?
It's really straightforward. First, just give your rice a good rinse under cold water, get rid of any surface dust, then put it in a bowl, cover it with warm water, and just let it sit for about 30 to 60 minutes before you cook it.
Ah,
Even just half an hour makes a difference, honestly.
good tip. Is there a limit, though? Can you soak it too long?
Ah, yes, good point. You definitely want to avoid soaking it for more than, say, 3 hours, especially if you live somewhere warm. That's just to prevent any unwanted bacteria from starting to grow. Safety
Yep.
first.
Makes
We actually saw this work wonders for a 72-year-old woman. She was active, but always had this sensitive stomach issue. She started just this one habit, soaking her rice. And within weeks, she said that discomfort she'd just lived with, almost completely gone. She called it her little miracle. Just water and a bit of time, but the payoff can be huge.
That's amazing. Okay, speaking of simple additions, what if I told you something already in your pantry could change how your body handles rice sugars?
Yeah.
This brings us to tip number 2. Adding a spoonful of vinegar. I know, it sounds a bit weird, right? Vinegar with rice. But trust us, just a tablespoon of the right kind of vinegar can make a real difference to your blood sugar, digestion, even energy.
This is where the science gets really interesting. Natural fermented vinegars, apple cider vinegar is a great example, contain acetic acid. And this acetic acid actually slows down how quickly your body breaks down and absorbs the carbohydrates in the rice. So what happens? You avoid that sharp spike in blood sugar right after eating. This is incredibly important for anyone over 60, as our bodies tend to become a bit more sensitive to those sugar surges. And if you're dealing with prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, well, this is potentially a game changer.
And this isn't just guesswork, is it? There's data.
Oh yeah, solid data. A key study, actually from Johns Hopkins University, found that adding vinegar to rice could lower its glycemic index by a whopping 31%. Think about that. Just by adding a splash of vinegar, you're helping your body handle that meal in a much more balanced way.
Wow, 31%. That's significant.
We saw this with a 68-year-old man, pre-diabetic, often felt really drained after meals. He started adding just 1 tablespoon of natural apple cider vinegar to the water when he cooked his rice. After a couple of months, his fasting sugar levels started to stabilize. He kept saying how much lighter he felt, clearer mentally too.
So, practicalities. How do you actually do it? Is it going to make the rice taste sour?
Super easy. When you add your water to the pot or rice cooker, just pour in 1 tablespoon of a natural fermented vinegar, like apple cider vinegar. That's it. And no, surprisingly, it doesn't make the rice taste sour. Many people actually say it tastes cleaner, somehow fresher. But the key is using natural fermented vinegar, not the synthetic white stuff or flavored vinegars. They don't have the same benefits and might just upset your stomach.
Good distinction. What about sensitive stomachs?
Yeah, if you're a bit sensitive or just trying it out, maybe start with just half a tablespoon. See how that feels. It's such a tiny change. But doing it consistently, that adds up. It's like giving your body a little natural helping hand.
That's really practical advice.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. When I think oats, I think breakfast porridge. But you're suggesting this grain has a place in our rice bowls too, beyond the morning. What's the thinking behind mixing oats and rice? For heart health, blood sugar.
That's a great question because oats are so much more versatile than we often think. We know they're good for the heart, cholesterol, digestion. But what's really fascinating is how even a small amount, mixed right in with rice, can seriously improve how your body handles sugar from that meal and potentially even help cleanse blood vessels over time. See, oats are packed with beta-glucan. It's a special kind of soluble fiber. Think of it acting like a gentle sponge moving through your digestive system. It mocks up some of that bad LDL cholesterol, slows down digestion overall, and this is key. It prevents those really sharp blood sugar spikes after you eat.
That sounds incredibly beneficial, especially, like you said, for anyone managing cholesterol or maybe prediabetes, even high blood pressure.
Yeah.
Really changes how you might look at oats. Is there specific research on this rice-oat combination?
Yes, there is. A pretty compelling study from the National Institute of Health showed that just mixing a small quantity of oats into rice cut the post-meal blood sugar rise by up to 43%. 43%. That's a massive improvement. It's a big step towards more stable health just from adding a teaspoon of something. But the real secret here is getting the amount right. We call it the golden ratio.
Okay, intrigued. What's the golden ratio?
For about 1 cup of uncooked rice, that's around 150 grams, you only need about 1 to 1.5 teaspoons of dry natural oats. That works out to roughly 5 to 7% of the total weight. Just a small amount.
Only a teaspoon or so. Why not add more? Would more fiber be even better?
That's the crucial point. While oats are healthy, adding too much fiber all at once, particularly for older adults whose digestion might be a bit more sensitive, can sometimes backfire. It might lead to bloating or gas, that uncomfortable full feeling. So balance is everything. This small amount gives you those great benefits: the cholesterol help, the blood sugar stability, lighter digestion without causing discomfort.
Got it. Small but mighty.
Exactly. We saw this with a 75-year-old woman. She was managing high cholesterol, some early diabetes signs. She started adding just that 1 teaspoon of oats to her daily rice. Simple as that. After about 3 months, her lab results showed real improvement. And she kept saying she just felt clearer, lighter, more in control.
That's a fantastic result from such a small change.
Mhm.
Just a quick note for listeners, though. If you do have any kidney issues, any renal problems, it's always best practice to chat with your doctor before you make big changes to your fiber intake, right?
Absolutely. Always best to personalize advice. Okay, ready for our next insight. Let's talk about a golden spice, used for centuries, but modern science is really catching up to its power. Specifically, how it can help your body's sensitivity to insulin. We're talking turmeric.
Turmeric. Okay, most people know it from curries, maybe those golden milk lattes, that vibrant yellow. But you're saying a pinch in your rice can help with how our bodies use insulin. And inflammation, too.
That's right. The star player in turmeric is curcumin. It's been studied intensely. It's known for being a powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. But what's really remarkable is how curcumin seems to improve insulin sensitivity. Think of insulin like a key, and your cells have locks. Sometimes the lock gets a bit rusty, that's insulin resistance. Curcumin seems to help, well, maybe polish that lock or sharpen the key so insulin can work more effectively.
Okay, explain insulin resistance a bit more. That's when the body just doesn't respond well to insulin anymore.
Exactly. It's very common. The body produces insulin, but the cells don't react properly. This can lead to higher blood sugar levels sticking around, feeling tired all the time, often unexplained weight gain. It's a frustrating cycle.
Definitely. So how much impact can something like turmeric actually have on this?
Well, studies are showing significant effects. One notable National Institute of Health study found that regular curcumin intake reduced insulin resistance by about 23%. Now, 23% might not sound huge, but that's actually comparable to the effect of some mild diabetes medications, all from a natural spice.
Wow, that really puts it into perspective. Any real-world examples?
Yes, a really compelling one. A 68-year-old woman with type 2 diabetes. She decided to try this, after talking it over with her doctor, of course. She didn't change anything else, just started adding a pinch or two of pure turmeric to her warm rice each day. After several months, her blood sugar levels, much more stable, consistent, and her doctor was actually able to slightly reduce her medication dosage. She was just beaming, felt so much better.
That's incredible. So how do we do this at home? Just sprinkle it on.
It's that easy. Once your rice is cooked, while it's still nice and warm, just sprinkle 1 or 2 small pinches of pure turmeric powder over it, then gently mix it in. The warmth helps release its beneficial compounds and subtle flavor. It blends really nicely. If you're new to it, maybe start with just 1 pinch and see how you like it. But definitely use pure turmeric powder, not curry powder.
Why not curry powder?
Curry powder is a blend. It often has salt, other spices. It won't give you that concentrated curcumin benefit and might just add unnecessary salt or irritants.
Got it. Pure turmeric. Any cautions with this one?
Just a couple quick things. If you have gallbladder problems or if you're on certain medications, especially blood thinners, it's always smart to check with your doctor before making turmeric a regular thing, just to be safe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a simple, vibrant habit connecting you to some really ancient wisdom.
Fantastic. Okay, our final tip. And this one, you said it's counterintuitive and needs no new ingredients.
That's right. This one might surprise you, but it's incredibly effective, especially for digestive health. It's all about what you do after you cook the rice, specifically cooling it down.
Cooling it down, you mean like letting leftover rice get cold? How does that help?
It sounds backwards, doesn't it? But here's the fascinating science. When cooked rice cools, its starch structure literally changes. It transforms into something called resistant starch. Now, regular starch breaks down quickly in your small intestine, turns into sugar pretty fast. Resistant starch, though, it resists that digestion. It travels mostly undigested all the way to your large intestine.
Okay, and what happens there?
That's where the magic happens. It becomes food prebiotic fuel for the beneficial bacteria living in your gut. Your microbiome absolutely loves this stuff.
Feeding the good gut bugs. So what are the knock-on effects of doing that?
The benefits really ripple outwards. We're talking noticeably better digestion, less inflammation throughout the body, potentially a stronger immune system. Also, because it wasn't digested quickly up front, you get much gentler blood sugar release after the meal. Better bowel regularity, too. Enhanced insulin sensitivity again. It's honestly like giving your whole digestive system a gentle healing massage from the inside out.
Wow. That's a lot of benefit from just cooling rice. Can you share an example?
Yes, a really powerful one. A 70-year-old man who'd struggled for years with chronic constipation and just general IBS discomfort. He'd tried medications that gave some relief, but nothing really stuck. He started this simple practice. Cook rice, let it cool completely, then gently reheat it before eating. Within just a few weeks, he said his digestion felt transformed, lighter, more regular. He finally felt at peace with his body, he said. It was profound for him.
That's truly life-changing. Okay, how do we do this safely and effectively at home?
It's simple. Cook your rice as usual. Then take the lid off, let it cool down at room temperature. Give it maybe 30 minutes to an hour to cool properly. You can eat it cooled, or, and this actually increases the resistant starch even more, pop it in the fridge promptly. Then, when you want to eat it, maybe later that day or the next day, just gently reheat it until it's steaming hot all the way through.
Okay, safety is key here, right? Especially with rice.
Absolutely critical. 2 main things. 1, don't leave cooked rice sitting out at room temperature for ages, especially if it's warm where you are. That's asking for bacterial trouble. Cool it, then fridge it quickly. 2, when you reheat, make sure it gets properly hot throughout to kill any potential bacteria. And try to eat it within a day or 2 max. It's a zero-cost change, but the payoff for your gut, your blood sugar, that feeling of internal balance, it can be truly remarkable.
Okay, so let's quickly recap those 5 simple but really quite powerful habits for our rice. We had soaking it first.
Right, then adding that spoonful of natural vinegar.
Mixing in just a tiny amount of oats.
Sprinkling on that pinch of vibrant turmeric.
And finally, embracing the cool down, the resistant starch trick. Maybe reheating gently.
Exactly. And while each one seems small, maybe insignificant on its own.
It's the combination, right? The cumulative effect.
That's where the real magic happens. Doing these things consistently, day by day, meal by meal, it all adds up. It gently, naturally supports your blood sugar, helps your digestion, contributes to your long-term health.
And the message here is really positive, isn't it? It's never too late to start.
Absolutely never too late. And you don't have to feel overwhelmed like you need to do all 5 tomorrow. Just pick one. Whichever one sounds easiest or most interesting to you, try it out. Just pay attention. See how your body feels. Because honestly, it's often those small, consistent steps that lead to the biggest changes down the line.
We've definitely seen it firsthand, how these simple practices help people, especially seniors, just feel better, move more easily, get back that sense of control, that vitality around their meals and their health. You absolutely deserve to feel that way too.
So it leaves us with a thought, doesn't it? When you think about these simple yet quite profound changes we can make to a staple food like rice, how could a deeper understanding of this everyday food science really transform not just our own health journeys, but maybe how we approach aging well altogether?
That's a great question to ponder. We really encourage you, think about which of these habits you might try first. Or maybe you're already doing one. How has it worked for you? Keep exploring these practical, science-backed ideas for your well-being with us.